Hello and welcome to the MT Podcast. I'm your host, Michael Anthony. My co-host right here is Kyle Heath. This is a show where we cover this week's gaming industry related news. We're going to be talking about a little bit of Steam coming out with a new controller, Evo 2024 updates. What else is there? The big one is Dr. Disrespect, I think, more than anything.
Yeah.
And a couple other stuff, like some weird one about being naked in a sauna is a requirement for a job. So
Yeah, we'll get into that.
yeah. But without further ado, Kyle, what have you been up to, man? Have you had an opportunity to play any games?
Yeah, I think so this week I really only played, I think I played like one night of some different stuff. I didn't play Alan Wake 2. To be honest, I was kind of just like sort of like living life over the weekend and stuff like that. Visited the beach since it was nice weather. I hit up the bar one night to watch like one of the hockey games, and so it's kind of just like out and about really. But kind of just doing that. But on Monday, I actually played. Have you seen the game Unchained or like Chained Together or something like that? I think it's called. It's like the four people chained together, and it's like.
Dude, I saw like I was doom scrolling on YouTube Shorts, and Ninja showed up with him playing with like the usual YouTube crew.
Yeah,
and he messes. Isn't it like the game Up?
Yeah, it's
but
like
you're all chained together.
Exactly. It's like it's multiplayer though, so it's like 4-player and you're all chained together. So I played that for a few hours. Even with we had the crutch on, right? So like you could go a certain amount of like you can get a certain distance and you can reload and you're only like you don't lose much progress. So we were kind of playing in a handicap version. But if you play the main version, you have to like really be coordinated and really have 4 people that are on it because it's so easy to mess up. And it was a time, and we didn't even finish it. We got like halfway, I think, through like the main thing. So, we played through most of that. We ended up actually switching over to Mario Party because like we were all able to play. So we played Mario Party for a few hours, and after that, but yeah, it was kind of like a little bit of a game night to everyone. That was fun.
It sounds like it.
Yeah,
it sounds like a lot of fun. I'm jealous, man.
Yeah,
sounds like a good time.
Yeah, it was, dude. It was we hadn't all played something in a while, so it was a nice little like we took advantage of the evening really. So that was nice. Played that. I played Chained Together, played some of that. In terms of gaming, I think that was really it for me this week. I just doing other stuff and chilling out, watching some sports. But now it's like we're in that period now where it's like the next couple months there's like Olympics, but that's the only maybe thing that's exciting aside from like some baseball.
You're wild. We got the Euros. We have Copa America.
Oh, that's true too. I as an American,
baseball is going on.
I mean, baseball, yeah.
Come on.
Because as an American, I completely forgot about soccer, even though I literally watched the USA game. I just completely blacked out on that. But yeah, so yeah, there are the Euros too. Is Europe in it? I don't know. I saw there was like some things today. Or like some placements or whatever.
Okay, so the Euros is a country-based tournament that's in Europe, and all the teams in Europe basically throughout the years qualify for the tournament, similar to how they qualify for the Olympics, how they qualify for the World Cup. So what's going on right now is they just wrapped up the group stage, where I think this is the new year where they try something different. But it used to be there were 4 teams in each group, and I think there were like 5 or 6 groups. I can't remember how many. It'd probably be an even number though, so like 6 or 8. Whatever, it's not that important. But they've changed it up. It used to be top 2 advance to the knockout rounds, but now it is top 2 advance, but then some third place teams advance too. And I think it's a good idea because it gives more teams the opportunity to get into the bracket, and more competition is pretty good. Yeah. Copa is doing the same exact thing, but it's for pretty much the entire Western Hemisphere, North, Central, and South America.
Oh, I gotcha. So it is split like that. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. These tournaments are pretty awesome. It gives people a break. They basically do, for soccer at least, I think they do 4 different tournaments every single year. Or like every year there's a tournament, and it like cycles every 4 years. The big one that everybody knows is the World Cup. That's every 4 years.
Right.
Then I think they do the regional tournaments. So that'd be your Copa Americas, your Euros. I think there's an Asian Cup. There's an African Cup as well. So region locked kind of thing. But then they do, what am I thinking? Olympics is on there. And there's one more I might be forgetting about. But regardless, there's always something going on pretty much every winter or every summer.
Yeah, so it sounds like.
And yeah, it's a lot of games for them. So
I was going to say, yeah, it's like a lot of people, they're playing in a main league, and it's like you have the off season, but it's not really off if you're playing on the national team. So it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, like if you're in like one of the English top teams and you're a top international player, you're pretty much going to be involved in like 5 or 6 tournaments every year. It feels like there's just so much stuff going on. No. But it's cool. It's a good time.
Yeah, sounds like a good time. But I'd have to get more involved, especially on the Copa side. I'd love to see the boys. You know what I'm saying?
That's the U.S. right there. Apparently, they're playing decent. Yeah. I'm actually quite curious. So we're recording this on a Wednesday. I know some people might not care. Yeah, okay. I have Ecuador making it out of their group, but they got a red card in their first game against Colombia, or it might have been against Venezuela, and they ended up losing 2-1. But now they're going against Jamaica, and Jamaica is basically 9 English players that couldn't make the English team because the English team's so stacked. And they also, like, if you have roots to another country, you can claim to play for them. Like, you have to be from the country, or you have to have, by some measure or like way, to claim yourself back there. So it's like if you're a relative, it's like say you were born in England, but your parents or whatever are from Japan, you could claim being a Japanese player.
That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah, so that's what's happened with a couple of the English players for Jamaica. It's like they were born in England, spent the majority of their life in England, but they still have family, and they're like one of their parents is from, or grandparents is from Jamaica. So imagine if we need to do this in esports. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
I think South Korea would destroy everybody.
Yeah,
but it like StarCraft, I think, isn't the big one?
Yeah, like an RTS
and Dota. Oh yeah, they would smoke crazy.
Us. Yeah, for sure.
The Russians would dominate first-person shooters.
I was gonna say Russians would dominate like Escape from Tarkov, like a sim game. They're just dominating.
Oh yeah, dude. I wonder what the US would be good at. I feel like sports games. Like Madden, NBA 2K.
Yeah, controller shooters maybe. Not keyboard and mouse, but controller shooters maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a very American thing. Well, it's a very North American thing, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Enough about sports, Mike. I gotta know if you had a chance to play anything this week.
Well, I was out of town, as I told you, Monday through Wednesday, enjoying some music out in Nashville. But leading up until, I guess, last week after we recorded, I played a little bit more Halo 2, but same thing as you, man. I've been watching a lot of sports. I've just kind of been, I don't know, man. The day's been going by so quick.
Yeah, it really has, dude. You're telling me, man.
Man. I will say I'm really excited for this weekend because I'll have the house to myself. I'm just really gonna be chilling. Yeah. I've been meaning to grab my Xbox, downloading all single player games, and do some couch games. Yeah. Like single player, like I haven't played Elden Ring yet. I feel like that's a perfect game to play, sitting on the couch chilling. Yeah. I'm trying to be a slug, dude. I'm gonna be in all sweats, in a hoodie with my dog next to me. We're gonna be chilling.
Yeah. Dude, Elden Ring though, if you're trying to chill out, I saw there was an article talking about I didn't include it, but it was talking about the common question of like, the difficulty in games and would you play a difficult game? And Elden Ring was obviously the main topic of conversation. And so it's a hard game from what I've heard. And I don't even think there's difficulty like a slide or anything. I don't think. I think it's like you just play.
Oh yeah, I miss games like that, to be honest. It's like this is how difficult the game is. Play it or don't. It's kind of, dude, I remember the first time I ever experienced a game where I was like, oh, dude, this is like impossible. I was getting my butt kicked. You can't relate to this because you're a Zoomer. But on the N64 Perfect Dark, the first level is like impossible to beat your first time. And it's not an easy game to like, it's not an easy controller to aim with, and it's a first-person shooter. So, yeah.
Yeah, that thing, like, I don't know.
Yeah, that little thing is very difficult because, like, GoldenEye, like, most people play GoldenEye before Perfect Dark came out, and GoldenEye kind of aims for you, so you're just kind of running around having fun, just shooting. Yeah. And then Perfect Dark, it's like, you need to aim now. It's like, what? So,
yeah. No, the The only thing closest to N64 is when in the group chat I shared that like short of that guy he was a one-man band playing the pause music to GoldenEye, and he was literally doing everything. He was doing xylophone, drums, bass, like
he was doing a good job.
Yeah, it was really good. But
I hope I responded to that. I had a bad habit. You guys were sending messages over the last couple of days in the group chat, and I when you think you send something or you respond to somebody's comment, but you never did.
Yep.
That was me. Every time I open up the app, I was like, "Damn, I didn't respond." But it's so late now. That was like yesterday.
Yeah, dude, it's all good. It's all good. We busy people.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah, dude. Well, speaking of the articles, why don't we go ahead and jump into the first one?
I think we should. We're talking about a controller to start it off. New controllers. I probably should give this to you, Mike, the controller god. This guy over here buying all these controllers.
I'm not a controller god, but I do have a controller everywhere.
I'm saying like controller connoisseur, I guess I should say. Not just having a ton of controllers.
The most recent one.
Yeah, see, that was nice. I like that.
Yeah, it's the retro fighters for the original Xbox.
That's nice.
Wireless controller. Yeah.
It's pretty sick, dude. Well, guess what? Steam is getting an official controller, but Valve isn't making it. That's right. It's coming from Antonio G.D. Benedito over at that was I feel like I had no finesse on that last name. It sounded so bad. But anyway. This is
very Americanized.
Yeah. This is coming from Antonio over at The Verge. He said Hori has been tapped. Hori, I don't know how to say it. Hori's been tapped to make a new official gamepad for Steam, launching October 31st in Japan. I would say, like, the controller itself is a picture right at the start of the article. The controller itself looks pretty sleek. I like the it almost reminds me of, I guess it's like looks like an interchangeable pad from the looks of it. That's my prediction. I don't know. We need to read the article to find out, Nearly 5 years later, after Valve discontinued its experimental Steam controller, a new officially licensed gamepad for Steam is on the way. A new controller is made by Hori, and it's only coming to Japan, at least for now. Dubbed the wireless Hori pad for Steam, the PC-centric controller matches the Steam Deck's menu buttons and has similar touch sensors atop its sticks to activate gyro controls. It also supports Bluetooth wireless and USB-C wired connections, as well as a whole bunch of custom programmability using Hori software. But while it shares a lot with the Steam Deck, it's not a Steam controller too. It lacks rumble, a matching set of 4 back buttons, and a handheld signature trackpad. And they don't got one of them trackpads, that's for sure. Not really much room for it, though.
It seems like a bare bones controller.
Yeah, it does.
Or like a Power A controller, which are pretty bare bones.
Yeah, it does. The new controller is set to launch in Japan on October 31st in 4 colors: black, white, neon yellow, and violet, selling at 9,800 yen or 78.90. Say like that, 78.90 yen, about $50 American. So you can see there's a nice little gallery here on the article, kind of talking about everything. It does have a couple back buttons. It's got 2. Looks of it. And so that's some nice connectivity. Overall, I think I second your sentiment. It looks kind of bare bones, but I don't know. I feel like I don't expect too much from a controller like this, but it doesn't look bad, I don't think.
No, I think it's pretty clean. I've actually seen Hori before, and I saw them when I was trying to find. I remember I complained about this on the podcast before, but the Joy-Cons that come with the default Switch, it's like I told you, I basically had like crab hands when I was holding the Switch, and it really hurt. So I had to find something that was like a little bit more chunky that you can grip.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, and one of the ones I found on Amazon was the Hori pad. I think I ended up getting it. Yeah, but I digress. I've heard of the brand.
Yeah.
So they seem all right.
Yeah, they seem okay from the sounds of it. However, the wireless, jumping ahead of myself, there's no word yet if this new Steam controller is coming to the US or elsewhere, but the wireless HoriPad bears a striking resemblance to the wired HoriPad Pro that's currently available for Xbox consoles. I tested the HoriPad Pro for our Xbox controller buying guide and found it to be serviceable with fine ergonomics and a great D-pad, though it was somewhat outclassed by other options that ran cheaper. However, the wireless HoriPad seems to have a whole lot more going on. For starters, it's actually wireless, albeit limited to Bluetooth, which is usually less reliable than USB wireless dongle. The Steam version also has 4 programmable buttons, although, unlike the Steam Deck, there are only 2 on the rear. The other 2 are on the front, directly below the D-pad, and on the right thumbstick. Oh, that's interesting. So, the buttons are elsewhere. Let me actually go back to these photos here. Oh, I see. It's like right at the end. That's interesting.
Would be. I guess that's kind of like what the PlayStation 5 controller does.
Yeah.
They have the PlayStation 5 Edge. There's buttons right there too.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
it's like, but those are also used to remove the joysticks.
I was gonna say, I didn't even
you can
like
pull.
Yeah.
You can like pull this off. I mean, I won't do it right now because I don't want to make a mess. But you can like pull it off and then pull the button out, and it'll release the joystick, and you can replace the joysticks that way.
Yeah, I didn't even know those were like buttons. Interesting.
Oh yeah, I've never used them.
Nice.
Because the point of the back buttons, which I think PlayStation missed out on, and I think these guys basically are doing the same thing. The point of the back buttons is so that you don't have to let go of the joystick.
Right, yeah.
So when the only way to hit those buttons is to use your thumb, right? Unless you're a freak of nature with octopus fingers and like can wrap around. I mean, you could technically do that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting button placement. Yeah, I mean, if for those on audio, it's literally just the buttons are very tiny. There's one button below the D-pad and one button below the right joystick. So it's like literally right below it. And yeah, to your point, it seems like awkward placement, but I don't know. Haven't really tried it, so it's hard for me to say. While it seems long overdue for Valve to once again have a branded go-to gamepad for Steam and docked Steam Deck use, we'll have to wait to see if or when it becomes more widely available. Corey's decision to start sales in its home country makes sense, but it may also speak to the rise of PC gaming in Japan, with handhelds being such a popular choice there that Valve spun up a partnership with an entirely different company for Steam Deck distribution, including in-store availability. In general, gamepad usage in Steam is on the rise, and Valve's just released statistics show. Those numbers also come with a summary of new controller optimizations Valve has recently implemented in Steam. Perhaps this is setting the table for a wide swath of licensed Steam controllers with a variety of manufacturers like we see on Xbox consoles, with more wireless options, I hope. One thing I know is I'm not dying to try this wireless Oripad. Dang, Antonio. Okay. You ain't trying, dude. He said, I'll pass. This man just said. Would you pass on this controller, Mike?
I don't know. Like, I don't know too much about it, really. I know we're just kind of covering it right now, but it's like they're trying to reinvent the wheel. Is kind of my initial thought.
No.
But at the same time, Steam controller getting Valve getting their own Steam controller to play games on the PC. I mean, it was bound to happen. I'm surprised it didn't already.
Yeah. I mean, I think the whole original Steam controller was just like not it. I remember it selling for so cheap too, like towards the end of the life cycle. It was like you can get one for like I think it was like $20 or something like that. It wasn't a very like super crazy pad from what I remember, but I mean, hey, this is a more traditional kind of style, so I think it would probably serve better for more people for something like this, you know. I think like back buttons are nice, but I personally, when I play games, like I don't like. Well, first of all, if I'm playing a game, it's like keyboard and mouse mainly. Like I'm rarely using a controller, so I really can't.
True.
I'm probably not the right person to like give an opinion on this, but I just think like back buttons for me, even if I use a controller, it's like I don't know. I don't play shooters enough now where it's like I feel like I need back buttons. So I guess it's just kind of my personal preference. Really, it's just not really to have them.
Yeah, it's true. I think it's more to do with I don't really know. Like the back buttons is more for people that are used to always playing on controller and they just want to improve and make it better. Because there's a lot of people that just aren't good with mouse and keyboard for whatever reason. I think it's far easier in a lot of ways. But you probably think the same thing. But you and I are on the computer like all the time, especially for work.
Yeah.
So it's like we're so much more comfortable with it, maybe.
Yeah.
But this is this is only for the Japanese market, is what the article said. So I could see it being a good option for them, I guess, because in the US we have so much competition for all the different controllers that you can use. It's like it's kind of oversaturated in a way. It's like PlayStation people can just plug in their PlayStation controllers into their PC. The Xbox people can do the same. Or if you want to go up like tiers, you can get like the Scuff Insect Pro. You can go PS5 Edge. You can go like, dude, you can literally go with an old school original Xbox controller from like 2001. They have adapters for that now. So yeah, just there's so many options already available.
Yeah, I mean, I think for the most part too, if like you're making a controller nowadays, like there's really no reason not to put back buttons on it because it's just like it's kind of just like why not at this point. And it's obviously like a lot of people get a lot of use out of them, and you know that real estate's already there. You might as well use it. Like it'd be just a waste. I feel like at this point to not include something like that. So it makes sense. I think at the end of the day.
Yeah, I don't. One of the things that they're really missing in this is the Rumble pack or the Rumble like motors. I don't really care for those. When I have them on my controllers and there's a setting to like move them down, I always move them as like far down as I can.
Yeah.
Like in terms of intensity of Rumble.
Yeah.
Some games I just straight up don't play with vibration.
Yeah, I mean I'm the same way there. Like I know, you know, I'm sure most people probably don't, but yeah, I never really played with vibration either. So like that doesn't bother me because I just wouldn't use it really anyway. So I mean, you know, and I think last time I used a controller though, I think I played like I say it was like playing GTA or something like that, and it had a little bit of rumble, but it wasn't like it was very like low. It wasn't like aggressive rumble, you know. So if it's like very minimal, I don't mind it. But I mean, if there's no rumbles in there, it's not a deal breaker for me. Vibrations, depends on the game. I guess
the controller is going to feel lighter too when it doesn't have those motor packs in it.
Yeah, these things are heavy.
Yeah, I remember with my Xbox 360 controller, I took out the rumbles to make the controller lighter.
I think I had a wired mine too.
Yeah, dude, those things were heavy. Like, it's kind of crazy because after you take it out, you realize it's like, oh, it's just a motherboard and that's it. Motherboard and like 2 wires.
Yeah, no, it's really not much. Little membrane pads. It's not a lot.
Side question: we don't have to go into it. Do you still do soldering?
Yeah, every now and again.
Yeah. I was just thinking about that because you could definitely customize a whole bunch of different controllers if you're good at it.
Yeah, you really can. I mean, it's a whole market out there. Really do that. I think at some point I want to do it more heavily, but it's every now and again I still bust it out. So
yeah. Well, you're about to go on vacation, so you can have fun.
Yeah, probably a good time to experiment with stuff.
Real quick too. Something that I wish there were. So in the first picture for the Hori image of these new controllers, the keyboard in the background is straight up fire. Not that one, but that one.
The low profile.
Looks like low profile, like titanium looking one. Man, I send that my way.
Those look pretty clean. Right, I'm not gonna lie.
Just something I wanted to mention for the people that are on video right now.
Pretty nice keyboard. Well,
yes, sir.
Something else pretty nice is happening, and I think it deserves some recognition.
Yeah, Evo 2024. So I'd be pretty surprised if nobody if anybody listening to us has no idea what Evo is.
Yeah, same.
It'd be kind of wild. Evo's been going on for how long? Like a long time. I know this article is really going to cover and go into it, but it's an incredible competition. So this article is coming from GameStop by Jason Finelli. Covered a whole bunch of times. Really good writer. So definitely check out his work if you get an opportunity. So this is about, the title is Evo 2024 is officially the largest esports competition ever. Over 10,000 unique players have registered for the fighting game activities. Sheesh. Dude, 100, what? 10,000?
Unique players, that's wild.
That's crazy. Oh, man. All right, so the Evolution, that's what Evo is short for, if you didn't know. The Evolution Championship Series, an annual fighting game competition and a marquee event for the fighting game community as a whole, wrapped up registration for 2024 earlier this week. Today, the organization announced that Evo 2024 in Las Vegas will not only be the largest event in Evo history, but it will also be the largest tournament ever held across all of esports. dude, I want to go out to Vegas now. I will be in Montana for that week, though. There's no way I can make it. There's also World Series of Poker going on right now. But anyways, 10,224 unique players across 63 countries have signed up for at least one of EVO's 8 main competitions, according to the official release. The 2024 event will not be held at the Mandalay Bay Convention Center, an arena like in recent years, as it was previously announced that it would be moving to the Las Vegas Convention Center. And I think the Las Vegas Convention Center is larger.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy. So EVO 2024 will also mark the largest tournament in franchise history for Tekken 8, Grand Blue Fantasy vs. Rising, and this year's Throwback Series game, Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. Other games represented in the EVO 2024 main lineup include Street Fighter 6, Mortal Kombat 1, Guilty Gear Strive, The King of Fighters, and Under Night in Birth 2, Sysis Celis. So the 10,224 unique registrants for EVO 2024 is over 1,000 more than the last year's 9,182 entrants, with over 7,000 of those players registered for Street Fighter 6 alone. EVO 2023 also saw new gameplay trailers for the then unreleased Tekken 8, Mortal Kombat 1, as well as the reveal of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles collaboration with Street Fighter 6. EVO 2024 takes place July 19th and 21st on that weekend at the Las Vegas Convention Center in Las Vegas, Nevada. While participant registration has ended, spectator passes are still available at the main EVO site. EVO's been going on for ages, dude. For a long time. And I think these numbers are only going to continue to rise.
Yeah,
10,000 entrants? Just entrant? Not not 10,000 entrants, unique players. Because we're not really talking about the spectators, because there's gonna be, dude, this could be crazy.
This is just players. Can you imagine how people want to go and watch? Like, oh man, we're gonna
each one of those players
stadium,
probably has
baby.
like friends or family that are gonna be coming too.
Yeah.
Yeesh.
Well, yeah. I mean, if anybody ever has any question or ever wonder why or how big the fighting community is, this is just, and again, this is a sample size. This definitely isn't everyone, right? Like, this is just like a sample size that can make it out to Vegas. So it's yeah, fighting community is still pretty big. Ain't gonna lie.
It's just so nuts. 10,000 plus. Man, it's gonna be a show. It's probably, I think it's streamed every single year, all the different games.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
It's just a jam-packed event. It's so wild. It's like having those big titles going on at the same time. You like the convention rooms all attract different people to certain games. Yeah. So it's very, very cool to see, like, the excitement.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think I've even seen, like, some celebrities go to this stuff, too. It's like,
oh, yeah.
It's just awesome to see, like, kind of the recognition and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, just Street Fighter alone, it's like, it's insane to me how many people go just for Street Fighter. I mean, how many people compete just for Street Fighter. It's yeah, the game is huge, and it's just wild, dude. Where's Smash Bros? That's my question. You know, I didn't see it.
Smash Bros is pretty much always there, I think.
Yeah,
they always put them off in like a corner because there's really not that many Smash Bros out there.
Yeah, it's probably a small community. Huh? But yeah, it's I don't know, this. Yeah, I mean, this gets me. I mean, it gets me, you know, excited for the fighting community and excited to see like how far this could go, because it seems to be growing every year. That's what it looks like. So yeah, hopefully this growth continues. You know.
Yeah, it's incredible. But hey, real quick, EVO was founded in 1996.
Oh my gosh.
So, oh yeah, it's been going on for a minute now.
1 year before my birth. That's crazy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And the person who's won the most titles, he's won 9 titles. His name is Justin Wong. And Jay Wong is what is occasionally shortened to. And he won titles for Marvel vs. Capcom, Street Fighter 3, and he won Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I'm curious if he comes back for Street Fighter 3 and plays in this throwback tournament.
That'd be cool. Yeah. That'd be dope. See, this is the thing, dude. The best fighting game clip of all time. I forget what game it was. It was a Street Fighter, I believe. And it's the perfect parry. I'm sure you've seen it, Mike. This guy got like the perfect parry. I forget who he was playing. Oh my gosh, I'm not gonna remember who he was playing. But it was one of those things like his health was like he had a sliver, dude. Like he was one hit. And like
you showed me the clip.
He ended
too.
up getting the perfect parry, and like the place goes crazy because like he ended up like it was insane because he blocked this guy's attack and then just annihilated him, and he had like no health. Like he was literally about to die, and he like saved himself. Like he saved his life, and it was nuts. And like the place just went nuts. It's like seeing clips like that are just crazy.
I love seeing those like the wombo combos kind of thing, but how crazy it is that they can have such huge swings. It's like right at the beginning, a player could be absolutely destroyed, getting dominated. They have a parry, and then they go in their combos for their character and just wipe you clean.
Oh man,
so crazy.
Yeah, and seeing you like doubles and stuff like that. Like when they play that,
man,
it's pair people. But yeah, dude, the wombo combo is like that's just like that is got to be fighting. Just that's fighting lore to the finest. Just like playing Smash, and just the double team, and it's it's just so funny, man. Seeing hearing all that, and if anyone's ever like interested, go look up fighting tournament highlights and just find these clips. Like you want, like as a person, not even like I don't even play fighting games, and just watching it, it's like I just get hyped for these people. I'm just like, dude, this is like sick. Like, oh,
dude,
man.
Fighting games are such like I think fighting games. You don't have to play the game to understand what's happening.
Yeah, no, you don't.
It's just like you're just watching people fight. Yeah, it's like it's a combat sport.
Yeah.
That everybody knows.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like
if you've been alive, you know that what punching is.
Yeah, like generally fighting games are pretty much like you see two people fighting, you see their health bars, and then who better man wins. Like it's pretty easy to follow along for sure. So it is one of those things like I'd love to go out to Evo one day and just watch. Like I said, even though I'm not into even though I don't play fighting games, I would be glued to the stages for 3 days because it's just fun to see the competition and like literally it's like somebody's going to win. It's like there's no ties, so
100%. Yeah,
it's always,
that's the best part about it.
Yeah, it's always fun to see that stuff. So yeah, I'd love to make it out one year. That's for sure. I think it'd be dope, and it's like generally around my birthday, so maybe it's like it'd be a nice birthday thing one year.
It would be a good time. Yeah,
but I'm excited to see what this event holds. Definitely want to try and tune in if it's streamed.
Yes, sir. Well, let's jump into the next article. You were talking about doing the doubles and stuff, and I was like, it'd be good for the segue.
Oh, yo, that one went crazy, Mike. One went crazy. Listen, we got game developer Chris Kerr writing an article saying Double Fine and Undead Lab vets launch experimental web game studio. Saying, subquote, our goal is to whip up small experimental prototypes at lightning speed. Nice little logo here. 2 weeks. Nice little kind of controller split with a heart in the middle. Pretty cool. Industry veterans Brandon Dillon and Richard Fogg. Fogé is too fancy. I don't think it's Fogé. Maybe Richard Fogg. I'll just say Fogg.
Yeah, Fogg is probably what I would do.
Yeah. They have launched a new studio called 2 Weeks. No space in between 2 weeks, just number 2 weeks. Is rapidly create experimental projects for the open web. Dylan previously spent over 6 years at Oculus, most recently at the company as the company's product management director. Prior to that, he served as a technical director at Grim Fandango Remastered, and product lead on Hack and Slash at Double Fine. Fogg spent 4 years at Possibility Space, which was shuttered by co-founder Jeff Strain earlier this year. He also worked at State of Decay developer Undead Labs for almost a decade as design director. The pair explained their core development pillars are rapid prototyping, experimentation, and transparency. Our goal is to whip up small experimental prototypes at lightning speed and ship them straight to you on the open web, they added in a press release. Why the web? Because we want to get games in your hands fast. No app installations, no high-end device requirements, just pure gaming joy for everyone as quick as we can serve it up. I like that mission. Okay, you got me intrigued. Okay.
You know what kind of reminds me of? You ever play like the .io games?
Yeah. Yep.
They're like Dig.io. There's what's it called? Snake.io or Snake.io, whatever.
Yeah.
Those games are like a load of fun. They're so cool. Is this kind of what they're going for?
Yeah, it could be.
Like Flash games in a way?
Could be. I think at one point, and I don't know if this is still a thing, but I want to say like Notch or someone like retweeted it like ages ago, but it was like an actual FPS game that was in browser. and it actually like ran decently. So I don't know if they're trying to get that ambitious. But yeah, there's some crazy stuff you can do on the browser. But yeah, like some of the smaller games like Agario, or I think it's like Aggro.io or something like that. That's like that's like the snake game. Or like the bubble. I think it's the bubbles. Like you're just a giant like bubble or whatever. Like the circles. There's stuff like that.
You have to consume other things.
Yeah, those are like the general games, kind of like that. Yeah. Those are probably the most popular like browser games I feel like nowadays, especially with Flash like no longer a thing. It's kind of just like it's most of it. Dylan and Fogg say it's an approach that will let them test wild ideas that don't work in a traditional model and share them with players much earlier. They'll also be able to solicit direct feedback so they can quickly improve their experimental platter. Several studios founded by industry veterans dedicated to shipping smaller games faster have surfaced in 2024. This includes companies like Barnyard Games, which are prioritizing development on user-generated content platforms like Unreal Engine for Fortnite. 2 weeks debut release is a strategic title called Homestretch. Homestretch Bet, the actual name. Homestretch Bet combines the thrill of horse racing with the strategy of Texas Hold'em. Yeah, I'll play a little Texas Hold'em, Mike. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's what honestly, that's what I've been playing on mobile.
Yeah, dude, it's fun. Players must bet on their favorite horse based on their stats and the luck of the draw as the race unfolds. You can check it out. I need to check this game out. The studio intends to keep fans in the loop by way of newsletter that they roll out regularly. Those eager to see 2 weeks development of philosophy in action can try Homestretch Bet right here. And there's actually a link in the article. I gotta check it out, Mike. I gotta check it out. I'm playing a little Texas Hold'em race. A little horse race.
Go ahead and open this up real quick for later. I think that's pretty cool. I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Just to make games so much easier. I like the idea of not having to download anything. That makes things so much more convenient. I've had moments where I'm like, dude, I don't want this on my computer, but I will play it. Like if I don't have to record or like if I don't have to download, I'm probably gonna at least try it out.
Yeah, you're definitely more inclined to try it out, I think. Same with me.
Yeah.
I will say I'll play Devil's Advocate for 1 second, Mike. You don't own the game. I'm just saying. Now, is it the type of game where that matters? True. Probably not. Like it's probably just kind of a smaller game where just hop on and have a good time for a little bit. But yeah. But hey, you don't know this stuff, Mike. Just hop on and play. But yeah, I mean, I like this idea. Like this is a horse racing and Texas Hold'em, like a kind of like. I don't know. I'm intrigued by that kind of combination of things. It seems like if they're going to go for ideas like that, it's only going to get weirder and crazier. And, who doesn't want that, especially in games? So, yeah, dude, I'm all about this. This sounds like something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty cool. Yeah. It's probably going to be a little bit more of the future where games are going to go, like more laid back games are going to go.
Yeah.
Low demand, I think, is probably the best way to say it.
Yeah, true. I mean, having vets too, working on State of Decay and some of the older stuff. I think it'll be helpful, and useful to have that kind of have those kind of minds at your studio. So people that know what they're doing. I
think so too. Yeah.
Very exciting stuff. We have people that know what they're doing, Mike. But see, this is the thing. Some people just don't know what they're doing to a very bad degree, and that's what we should talk about. For the next two articles,
Kyle, yeah, these next two articles are kind of heavy.
Man, we're ending, we're ending, baby.
Dude, I don't even know how to really word anything for this, but this article's coming from the Eurogamer by Victoria Kennedy, and I don't think we've actually covered her stuff before. But this is a wild one. I mean, how do you not click on this? Listen to this article. Look at this article title. Polish developer apologized following criticism for naked sauna job requirement. One needs to understand the assignment.
That was the reasoning?
That was the in quotes.
Oh, wow.
My goodness, dude. What in the world? All right, so Polish developer has come under fire for expecting employees to agree to mandatory sauna sessions. In a now viral LinkedIn exchange, Spectrum Studio creative director Jakic Pikowski?
Yeah.
No. Piorkowski.
Piorkowski. I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
I think so. Yeah, I'm going off. I got a buddy who's Polish, and his dad's name is Piotr.
Ooh,
So
okay,
it's
okay.
Pio, like Peter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Jakic, I don't even know. The studio directive Spectrum Studio creative director approached narrative designer and writer Alexander Wolna about working for his studio. Wolna replied to state Pyorkowski's had previously approached her about a job, and she had declined as it required her to agree to mandatory and reportedly naked sauna sessions.
Wow. That's I think I was the one to believe it. That is so outlandish, man. Oh man.
This is why we have HR.
Yeah.
So this is a quote from Walna herself. Jakic started a conversation with me under a post about me looking for a job. I did my research on him and his studio and politely declined because of the sauna thing. I later posted about the situation about All In Games employees that weren't getting paid and are now looking for a job, since I am also owed a lot of money by this company. Suddenly, Jakic appeared offering me a job again. Jeez, dude. So, she goes on to say, I reminded him that I declined and told him why, which can be seen on those viral screenshots. Jakic then started to convince me and others that there's nothing wrong with what he's expecting from his employees or of his employees. Reportedly, Published All In Games hasn't paid its employees for half a year as a result of its temporary, in quotes, financial crisis. Jeez, dude, this is not good.
Temporary. Huh?
Pyorkowski has amended a number of his comments on LinkedIn in the time since his initial post to Wolna, but still defends the decision to ask employees to participate in sauna sessions, stating the requirement is in place because it is what the studio's game is about. I don't. Jeez. Pyorski said, I don't want to waste my time to explain what's the difference between Ruska, Bania, or dry sauna. You have to feel it. Okay.
Feel it, dude.
Okay. A job listing for the game Pyorski is referring to reads as follows. Oh, wow. Okay, so Spectrum Studio is working on a new groundbreaking game. Mix of Life is Strange, the narrative, Final Fantasy, the story and characters, Heart of Darkness, adventure levels with dog, and the Tourist, I believe,
Yeah, tourists.
which is they're taking the exploration and questing, and THP S2, Tricks and Specials. Is that Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2?
I think so. Yeah.
It has to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tricks and Specials. He goes on to say, the job listing goes on to say, main character will be sauna master and will be in charge of performing in various saunas, smells, music, choreography, and everything. The studio then lists the position's requirement and is here mandatory sauna sessions are specified. There's no mention of nudity here. Spectrum Studio also said it would provide plannings and sauna free of charge within the post. On a separate LinkedIn thread, Pyorkowski said this mandate is not about getting naked, but rather experiencing different kinds of saunas. The developer said the wetness level inside certain saunas can get very high, and if someone was using a towel, it may result with fungal infection, which is why there are times participants are recommended to go in nude.
So that's why, huh? Oh my gosh. Oh,
That's
fungal
wild.
infection. Yeah.
Bro, just take a shower after the sauna like a normal person.
Oh man. I love it. I love the reasoning. Love it. And by love, I mean I'm freaked out. Kind of terrified.
Would you believe it? Would you read that and be like, you know what? Should be fine.
Yeah, like nobody's gonna read that and be like, yeah, sure, why not? Sounds like fun. Yeah, no.
Jeez. All right, hold on. Where am I at? All right, now further comment. Kurkowski asked Wolna if she would hire an engineer to build an aeroplane if they didn't understand the mechanics that make a plane fly. This is something Kurkowski said he would not do. One needs to understand, this is a quote from him. One needs to understand the assignment, and that one is very specific, he wrote. Walda pointed out there is a big difference between making sure a candidate is suitable for any given job and an employer expecting its staff to be naked during work-related activities. Piorsky ended up responding and said, "You had a lot of time to prove me wrong, to write a scene in a sauna without being in a sauna. Instead, you were wasting time on social media. My narrative, my narrative girls had to go to the sauna with me to come up with an amazing script for proof of concept. Technically, it's possible to do it without it, but I absolutely adore the fact that they could use their sauna experience to write awesome scenes." What is this game about, dude?
I just adore it, you know. What
What is this game about?
I question this game's motives, you know. Sad to say it. What are we playing? We're doing Tony Hawk tricks in the sauna, bro. I grinding on the little seat.
Like, doing Final Fantasy something.
Am I doing a pop shove it?
Like, what are you doing?
Doing a pop shove it off my sauna. That's crazy.
This game's gonna get so much traction when it launches.
If it actually launches.
That's a good point too. All right, so Pierkowski has now released a full statement regarding Spectrum Studios' sauna mandate. In a video shared on the studio's LinkedIn page, he apologized to Wolna. He goes on to say, "I didn't intend to embarrass, hurt, offend, or show disrespect towards Miss Wolna. My choice of words was bad. I didn't state my intentions clearly. I didn't explain why taking a sauna is so important and practically essential for me." He said thank you to Danila Cluj for translating. Oh, okay.
Thank you to translator for translating.
Jesus. Okay. That was the writer giving credit to the translator. I was like, what in the world? He goes on to say, "I wasn't expecting that it would be received as pretentious and cause negative connotations." He noted his use of narrative girls was wrong and meant only to convey the narrative team at that time was all female. Pierkowski further spoke of how passionate he is about the sauna experience. In recruiting, he goes on to say, in recruiting, I took an iron rule about talking saunas and people's openness to this experience. He stated, "I am looking for people equally passionate about the culture of taking saunas and open to experiences that are part of that culture. I believe that personal experience of subject helps with understanding the sauna culture." There's an entire culture with this? I mean, I don't go to the sauna like this.
Yeah. So it's making it sound like there's another level. Like, I don't get it, dude. It's crazy out here.
There's a high, like, is this a cult? You know?
I mean, you know.
It's getting weird. I think it's always been weird.
Yeah.
All right, Pierkowski continued, "I agree that the words I chose could be perceived that it was encouraging to take a sauna session with the company boss. It was not my intention. I proposed and am still proposing candidates to experience the sauna session female only and male only, as long as it reflects the real sauna experience." He said he will be more careful with the choices of his words in the future to avoid embarrassment and doubts about his intentions. He stated that he also started consulting with an HR specialist regarding this case. No kidding. Once again, I'd like to apologize to Miss Alexandra. Jeez, dude. Reflecting on this whole ordeal, Wolna told Eurogamer she is a bit regretful that this is the only thing that went viral. While it all stated with a post mentioning this recent situation with All In Games employees not getting paid. However, she is glad the sauna man got called out and the situation started an important discussion about awful recruitment practices. And Walna said she accepted the apology.
Hey, good for Walna.
I mean, sometimes you got to let it go because at the end of the day, it's like just leave that company if they're that weird, you know.
Exactly. Exit yourself from the situation in a lot of cases, but yeah, dude, it's strange, man. You Europeans, man, some of y'all, it's wild, man. It's wild. But then again, I act like this is only a European thing. There's probably things a million times worse in America that happen with people. You know, it's everywhere. So, you know, it's
this guy getting all the best breaks, dude.
It's yeah, it's just wild. Like it's one of those things. Like I would just kind of be like, yeah, this is weird. I'm out. Like, you know, and I'm glad. I mean, it seems like Walna was kind of like that. She was just like, well, yeah, this is strange. No, like, so good for her, man. It's a weird situation to say the least.
I just I wouldn't ever work there. I would avoid that like the plague.
Yeah, no, you ain't catching me there.
Yeah, you need some like I need employee referrals about like, hey, it ain't like that. The dude's just obsessed with saunas. That he's really passionate. Like he wants people to enjoy saunas. It doesn't even have to be with him. He just wants to know you're in the sauna and like it's a healthy thing for him. Because some people think like it's a very healthy thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, hey, cold plunge sauna, the ultimate combo for a lot of highly status individuals.
Oh, they're all about it, but that's because they have a buttload of time on their hands
and money and space.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy what money can do for you.
It's wild.
But all in games should have been the real topic of discussion. There's a bit of irony about how Walnut says, "I like nobody's been paid for all in games yet. Nobody knows why. They just haven't been paying people because like obviously they're financially distressed.
Temporary.
Yeah, and then the temporary of what 6 months I think it was said.
Yeah, very temporary.
Brother, that ain't that temporary. That's like
that's bad, dude. That's like you ain't got money, dog. I don't know what we're doing.
That would upset me. That would upset me for sure.
Yeah, ain't catching me working there. That's crazy, dude. I mean,
it's just catch me slipping.
There's so many aspects of this that shouldn't happen, and it's weird to see. But hey, we're here to give you some of the news that doesn't make sense sometimes. And this is one of those stories.
Yeah, and another one coming out from this week that should never happen.
Oh my god,
Kyle's gonna open up about. How do you even handle this one, dude?
This, like obviously, like before I get into it, obviously my opinion of Dr. Disrespect is vastly different going forward.
Oh yeah,
I think just
same.
Like it was totally unexpected, and it seems like everybody, especially the streaming community, are just like dumbfounded for the most part. They're just I don't know. Let's talk about it. It's been everywhere, but it's something I personally want to talk about podcast because it's very I think it's very important to it's a bit I want to talk about it. I don't want to, it's like I hate giving people like this attention, but also like you just got to know that like sometimes can't trust nobody out here, you know what I'm saying?
Like, no, you really can't. I'm curious what's going to happen to his career because he should be on a vacation right now. Yeah, is what he was saying with this family.
Yeah, even on extended leave. Well, I mean, I don't know if this article is going to mention. I don't think it does, but there was already many partnerships that have parted ways with the doc
almost immediately.
Yeah. Turtle Beach isn't with him. Even the 49ers came out with a statement and said like, yeah, we don't want to associate with him anymore. So,
Jesus,
pretty much everyone under the sun. But let's get into it let's hold out the suspense. So, Dr. Disrespect finally shares why he was banned from Twitch. The streamer says he was banned in 2020 for sending messages to a minor. Let that sink in. Dramatic pause. That leaned too much in the direction of being inappropriate.
It's not right.
What?
Like, what was said? How old were they? Like,
look, I obviously
even then.
Look, obviously I have questions, and there's some stuff that I'll probably just won't get answers to. But honestly, I mean, this is the thing, man. Like, I'll just say from a moral perspective, like, Doc, I don't care if it's a minor, if it's someone of age, like, dude has a wife and a kid.
He had a wife.
Well,
this happened,
dude.
This happened around 2017, right?
Yeah. Right.
And when you get banned, 2020.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's around the same time he was cheating on his wife at like the Twitch events.
Yeah. I mean that's what came out, and like if you remember it was the end of 2017 where he like had that stream where he came on and he was like, and bro was like in tears talking about how essentially saying like, oh, I was unfaithful, and it was a whole thing. Yeah. And I assume this is part of it, and just like looking back on that, it's like a different just like level now. Looking back on all that, let's get into the article. Let me read some of this. So Guy Beam, better known as the streamer persona Dr. Disrespect, said he was banned from Twitch 4 years ago due to private messages he sent to a minor that sometimes leaned too much in the direction of being inappropriate. Beam shared details of the ban in a lengthy post on X, marking the first time he's directly addressed the reason for the removal. He gets they show the post at the end. I'm not going to read the whole post because bro was like F this, F that. Like, he was just, it was wild.
Oh, yeah,
so,
he was popping off on everybody.
It's just wild.
You're going to label me, you don't even know me, call me the P word.
Yeah.
Jeez, dude.
Yeah. Anyways, everyone has been wanting to know why I was banned from Twitch, but for reasons outside of my control, I was not allowed to say anything for the last several years, being posted on X. Now that 2 former Twitch employees have publicly disclosed the accusations, I can now tell you my side of the story regarding the ban. On Friday, a former Twitch employee posted on X that Beam was banned because he got caught sexting a minor. Another former Twitch employee told The Verge that Beam was banned over messages sent to a minor that discussed meeting up at TwitchCon. The reports offer the first details of Beam's ban since it was issued in 2020. And in his statement, Beam said that there were messages between him and an unnamed minor back in 2017. Beam said there were no real intentions, in quotes, behind the messages. No pictures were shared, and the two never met. I should have never entertained those conversations to begin with, Beam writes.
No
Hindsight's
kidding.
2020, huh? Hindsight's 2020, huh? Just like
No
that. You were banned. Get annihilated. All right.
Clown
Continue
show.
on. Beam had signed a 2-year exclusivity contract to stream on Twitch just months before he was removed from the platform. At the time, he was one of Twitch's biggest stars, with around 4 million followers. Twitch never commented on the ban, and Beam at times indicated that even he didn't know why he was removed from the platform. In his statement today, Beam says that he went into arbitration with Twitch to settle the dispute over his exclusivity contract. Previously, he said that no wrongdoing was acknowledged, and they paid out the whole contract. That was like a weird response to one of Jake Lucky's tweets, where kind of Jake was talking about the situation. And like,
yeah,
I thought the wording of that was so weird. Like, it was very, like, it's very legal speak to say no wrongdoing was acknowledged. Like, I don't know, it just came off as very kind of like, I did something, but I'm not gonna like directly say kind of thing. Like,
yeah.
So that was strange.
Own up to it, man.
Yeah, and that was before he made his post. It was weird. There have been considerable fallout from Beam since the details emerged. Yesterday, Midnight Society, a video game studio Beam co-founded in 2021, announced it's ending its relationship with the creator. In a post on X, Robert Bowling, studio head of Midnight Society, wrote, "If you're inappropriately messaging a minor, I cannot work with you." Turtle Beach, the gaming peripheral manufacturer, has also announced that it's severed ties with Beam. In a statement to The Verge, McLean Marshall, Turtle Beach's senior director of global communications, wrote, "We will not be continuing our partnership with Guy Beam, Dr. Disrespect." After he was banned from Twitch, Beam resumed his streaming career on YouTube and garnered more than 4.7 million subscribers there. Yesterday, at the end of his stream, I guess Monday at the time of recording this, Beam said that there was that he was fatigued, in quotes, and considered an extended break from streaming. However, in today's statement, Beam appeared defiant and said that he would resume streaming after a vacation with his family. And then he goes on to write his lengthy post. I think the most interesting thing about this, and like if anyone's actually read the post, the thing about Twitch is they, if you make an edit to your tweet, they save those drafts. Like they save the previous edits, right? So if you go back, and a lot of people notice like, oh, the tweet was edited, and so they went back and read the drafts. It's like Twitter's like public about that stuff. And so they went back and read it, and like, it was really weird. So, the part that was the only part that was edited in it was where he talks about whether Twitch Whisper messages with an individual minor back in 2017. The answer is yes. It was really strange because in his original tweet, he included that. But in the edit of the tweet, the only thing changing the entire thing was he just said Twitch Whisper messages with an individual back in 2017. So like he took the minor out, but then put it back in like 10 minutes later. It was really weird. It's like, I don't know. He's like tried to cover it up almost.
Probably didn't know what to do with it.
Yeah. Dude, it's just like why, man? Like he was someone like I used to watch Doc a lot, especially in like 2017, 2018. I'll be honest, I stopped watching him really after 2018 just because like I just kind of grew out of the content and just grew stale to me. Still, man, it's like I'd see him and stuff. It's like, oh, the Doc. Like every time I'd see him in like photos and stuff like that, it's like you see him at events and sporting events and whatnot. You're like, Doc, yeah, man. Obviously the 2020 ban happened at the time. Nobody had any idea. It seemed very abrupt, and like it was just like something. Like I think everyone kind of knew something was serious because like there was no it had to be a solid reason why Twitch would just sever completely and just be like, yeah, we're out.
Or he's arguably the best streamer ever.
Yeah,
I think. He's the most entertaining, and he always shows up there with like an actual plan, pretty much every stream.
Yeah, it's wild. I mean, since then too, like people have made statements. I know like Ninja talked about it on his stream, kind of the bigger streamers, right? Like Tim and Nick have put out tweets just essentially both saying like, I can't support someone that does this, and and I'm in agreement. Like, there's no way to support this.
Tim said he can take part of it anymore.
Yeah, like he was just
be associated with them.
Like he didn't outright, like I don't know if he like outright said it, but he did definitely say like, I can't support this kind of thing. So you assume he's just probably, he's gotta be like, nah, can't play together anymore or anything like that. And it's I'd probably be the same, dude. It's just like there's so many layers to it of just like, having a family and everything, and then you're talking to someone, like even if they are just a random person, it's like that's already being unfaithful. But then it's like a minor, it's like that's just immoral. Like it's just it's a whole new level, So I mean,
it's like
I don't know. Like I've seen arguments talked about like, well, like maybe you didn't know they were a minor, but like the point still stands. Like you don't you don't talk to like anyone in these kind of ways, regardless, especially if you're married. Like it's just not.
You only do those conversations with your wife, man.
Yeah, it's like, dude, it's a violation of sanctity. I don't know. It's I don't know. I have stronger opinions about that, maybe, but it's just like I think it's something like that. When you have, especially when you have a kid, especially when you have a daughter, it's like I don't know. I feel like the perspective is like I feel like if you really like think about it, if you're trying to like talk to a minor and you have a daughter, it's like just like for 2 seconds, like be in like, would you want your daughter talking to someone that is literally 20 years older than you and she's like 17? Like, no, you would like want to find the dude, kill him, like rip his throat out. Like, it's just
It'd
like
be really bad.
I feel like there's some perspective there that like you should have as like, a father, a leader, an individual that like very quickly you could see like, yeah, what I'm doing is not right. And it seems like he just kind of, and like, sure, he didn't mean him and stuff like that, but it's, I don't know, man. There's just so much wrong with it, dude. It's hard to wrap my head around. And yeah, I just say, my perspective of Doc is completely different. And yeah, it's wild.
Yeah, same here. It's kind of sad because I was watching his content again, like not religiously or anything like that. I think I would find a video of him playing like not Gears, Call of Duty again, and I was like, I forgot about this guy, and then I started watching his stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, he's pretty entertaining. Like I was saying, he's a really good streamer, and he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And then this comes out, and I'm like, I have like no interest on watching his stuff anymore. It's gonna be interesting to see what's gonna happen. Like,
yeah, I mean,
he's losing sponsors, sure, but is he still gonna have a fan base and an audience? Are they gonna come back?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he's probably gonna have some sort of a following. How much that drop off is gonna be, it's hard to say. I mean, there'd definitely be some sort of a drop off. I mean, money wise, I don't think he's gonna have an issue because he's already made so much money from the contracts on Twitch and streaming in general. Like, he's generational wealth at this point. But it's like
100%. Yeah, he's gonna be fine. Like in terms of money, it's not that big of a deal. It's just everything else that's going on.
Yeah. But it's like, losing all those connections too, it's just like, yeah, that's
dude,
must not feel good.
Yeah,
let me tell you.
You're losing sponsors that you've had for like 5 years or more, and friends that you've known and played with and like hung out with regularly for a long time.
Yeah.
It's like, how's this possible? I don't know. I did see like Ludwig going after him too.
Yeah.
People are bringing up tweets of him and what he said like from 2022 just to ridicule him. It's like, geez, he's cooked. He's so cooked.
It's like, dude, you see it, it's so like the memes have been like chef's kiss. I must say, like some of the memes have been so good, dude. Oh man, I'm just I try to just be like serious about it, but it's like some of these memes are just like, oh man, people are cooking. I'll say that.
Yeah,
good, but yeah, man. Like, I mean, it's one of those things. Like when something like this happens, like everything that they like said or did in the past, there's a whole different perspective on it, right? Because it's just like
coming after you from everywhere.
Yeah, it's like and that's the thing. That's one of the worst parts about it. It's got to be. It's just like something you're never gonna be able to escape. But hey, it's your fault. Put yourself in that. Made the bed, and now you're laying in it. So.
Yeah, I'm curious what his plan is going to be. It's going to be something to watch, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, this cooks people's careers. So he might just go into the abyss with all the other YouTube famous people that did or said one wrong thing and they were gone.
Sure. It's kind of like akin it to like Mini Lad. For those that know Mini Lad and know, like, he pretty much did a similar thing, but I think it was even like it was more egregious though. Like it was like multiple times he's like talking underage chicks and like
Oh jeez.
it was really bad. And like he tried to come back like multiple times and like he just mentally you could tell he wasn't there, and so like it just was never the same. Kind of after all that, and it's just like, oh man, dude, it's crazy, man. Like you just things like this you don't expect, and just like, why are people like this, Mike? That's my only question, man. Why are people like this?
I don't even know, bro. It's just dark, just dark stuff.
Really is. Yeah, dude. It's yeah, I think my perspective of the doc has changed. This whole thing is just like, it's unacceptable, man. There's no, for me, there's no excuse. I just, can't support it. So
yeah, I think that goes without saying. It's just, it's just weird because he's been at the top for so long. It's like so many of these guys kind of just fall off, or they become really, really successful, and they're like, okay, I can take a break, and then just chill.
Yeah.
Like, I can think PewDiePie had a bunch of controversies. He still has a fan base.
Yeah.
His stuff was just I don't know. There's something when it comes to this topic and being labeled a P. It's you're kind of ruined. It's like, I think PewDiePie got labeled as a racist for the bridge incident.
Yeah.
And a bunch of other stupid stuff that he's had, but I just think he's a moron. Just a dumb YouTube kid,
Yeah, like, oh man, he's growing up, huh? Like, yeah, it's wild.
He's just an idiot.
Yeah, I mean,
but
now he's like, he barely makes content. Like, he still makes content, but like, he's definitely like just Japan family man at this point. Like, yeah, I mean, he's kind of retired. Just like whatever.
He's a self-improvement guy at this point. There's the other people that have like completely fallen off, like Shroud's streaming career. He just all of a sudden was like, I'm gonna just stream World of Warcraft and not be entertaining anymore. It's just, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, don't get me wrong, I'll still sit there and like watch them. It's kind of like Summit, where you kind of just go there for a certain type of vibe. You're not going there for the entertainment factor. I'm not going to watch Shroud beat the best shooter in the world anymore. I'm going there to see what he's up to. It's like catching up with an old friend.
Kind of is, yeah. Oh man, the best. I leave it with this. The best joke I saw was when someone tweeted and asked, "How do I convert a doc file to a PDF file?"
Oh my god,
that was the best one. I'm sorry, I should have say it. Oh,
so bad, dude. That is pretty good. The internet's undefeated, my man.
It really is, man.
Absolutely is,
dude. It's just like, I have to give credit to like the cleverness in that question, because it's there, man. That's how you know it's a good joke. It's like when it's that clever and just that, like, oh, good on you, man, for the person that tweeted that. Oh, what a downer to end on, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty lame.
Lame's a good word.
It's really like lame. Just lame. But the good news is for next week's episode, we can talk about games that are coming out in July.
It's very true.
That'll be pretty cool. Yeah.
I
think, hold on. Let me double check this for my own sanity before I forget. I believe I have a Halo 2 tournament coming up. I believe June 30th.
Oh, shoot.
So on Sunday, I don't know. We'll see if that actually happens. You never can trust these guys. But it would be cool to see.
Yeah.
Play some games.
Yeah. Listen, Mike, your boy is off of work all week next week, so hey, I can bend my schedule anyway. Just saying. Want to do
okay.
Different days. Well, I will say, Tuesday night, I plan to not be home. That's about it.
Fair enough, dude. Yeah, I don't think we have anything else to add for this week's episode, though. I think we just let the people go. We got the Copa game that's going to be starting in the next 17 minutes that we can go check out.
Oh shoot! Got some soccer going tonight. Okay.
Venezuela versus Mexico. Venezuela.
I
don't know. Ecuador beat the brakes off Jamaica, so sheesh. And then you got USA Panama. I'll be at that game, so that's
hey.
It's gonna be a good time.
Let's go, Mike.
I have no American stuff. And my buddy, because like I'm English, so my buddy sent me. He's so funny. He knows I don't have it. We're going together. He's a diehard like U.S. men's team
Okay.
fan,
Okay.
and he's like, "Do you have anything like like American?" I was just like, "I have a bandana that's an American flag. I guess I could wear, or I could just go to Walmart and get any shirt."
Yeah, true.
Because they always have flags on it.
Yep.
And he goes, "We're gonna get a scarf." And I'm like, "Bro, it is 98 degrees, and it's gonna be even hotter in Atlanta." It's like,
were they are they playing that where Mercedes-Benz, or are they playing it somewhere else?
Mercedes-Benz, dude.
Yeah.
Mercedes-Benz.
They're rolling in the grass. Rolling in the grass for it.
Is it grass?
Well,
I hate how most of them
I want to say
are
it's turf, but I don't know if they play on turf or they actually roll in grass.
I know the top opens and closes.
Oh yeah, because it does. Huh?
Yeah. Hopefully they. I'm trying to find videos right now and pictures. I'm not sure if they have cooling in there.
Yeah, because they played at AT&T Stadium, the other USCA game, but I want to say like that stadium is turf, but I don't know if they roll in grass for that or not.
Yeah, turf is so gross, man. They need to never let that happen.
It's what I'm saying, dude.
I hate it. I hate it.
Popping a Chili's out here, we're landing on concrete. It's crazy.
Yeah, they always say it's like you should always play on. Well, they're watering the turf, so it might be grass. That's from a year ago. Like, I don't think you water turf, or maybe you do. I don't know. It's all stupid.
I don't know. Turf and lawn management never took it, so no idea.
The crazy thing is Charlotte's getting a semifinal match.
Really? Oh, wow.
Yeah, Bank of America Stadium.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know what Tepper did to make that happen.
He somehow got the city to approve those renovations. So, I mean, I don't know how, but here we are.
I need to move before I start paying more taxes.
Dude, just be thankful you're not Jacksonville. Because Jacksonville Jaguars approved like a $1.6 billion stadium. Yeah. Like, they're about to be paying.
Wait, why? Jacksonville has one of the best stadiums.
They have TIAA or something like that. No, you should look it up. It's like they're actually like making like a SoFi-esque stadium there.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
Yeah. Tepper wants to build a brand new stadium, and it's like, no, sorry.
Not right now. Wait till we're good, fam. Then I got you.
Yeah.
Give it like
done
5
it right
years.
When he bought the team. You should have done it right when he bought the team and the hype was still there.
Yeah,
but now the hype's gone. Yeah.
It is, dude. These renovations, who knows if the city even wants them? What's the reason,
I want some esports arenas, though.
That would be sick. That would be sick.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's let the people go. We're a little bit over an hour on our record. Back to the basics, what we usually do. If you're new here, appreciate you for listening. If you made it this far, you already know the deal. All the links are in the description below. We have timestamps for everything as well. You can check it out yourself. There's social media links as well. If you're listening or if you're watching us on YouTube, we're on all audio platforms too. So take us on the go. And yeah, I think that's really it. That's all I got, Kyle. You got anything?
Don't think so, man. July games next week. Hopefully there's some news. July is it's kind of one of those months, You get stuff,
yeah, it is. Yeah, everybody goes on vacation, it seems.
Yeah,
the July
it's the perfect time to do it. Like middle of summer.
It really is.
Weather's good. Might as well.
Yep. Anyways, don't go get a job where they're requiring you to go to the sauna. That's what we learned today.
Yeah.
And don't private message anybody you don't know when you're married.
Exactly.
That's the moral of the stories.
Yep. I don't care. I don't care how old they are. They're probably lying. Remember that. However old they say, they're probably lying.
Oh, shoot. All right. We'll talk to you guys next time. This has been the M2 Podcast. I'm your host, Michael Antony, and the co-host over here, Mr. J.K. Heath. And we appreciate you guys for tuning in. We'll see you next week for the beginning of July. See you later.
Everyone.
Peace out. Keep on gaming.